Hello everybody, welcome back to Venus Friday, when love speaks. I'm Lorenzo Sanford, your host, and today we have a super special guest. This is Valentine's Day, or the show that we're presenting on the Friday before Valentine's Day. And so I thought it would be a great idea to bring into the conversation about love, my love. This is my wife, everybody. This is Dorian. And I guess one of the first things we should talk about is, why don't you have my last name?
Oh, we're going to dig right in because I am my own self person, as my mother would say. I love my husband, but I came whole and I represent that. That's why.
That question was purely spontaneous. I hadn't planned it at all, but it just occurred to me. Might as well call her out now that we got her on camera. So, as you know, you can send in questions and we will get to your questions, and we highly encourage you to send your questions to our website, astrology.com, and you would just go to the Contact Us tab and put your question under the heading Venus Friday When Love Speaks. So, the other big thing that's happening this week is I am releasing music. I'm a musician and an artist, producer, songwriter, and I have new music that is being released today, February 12th. And the title song of my project is called Ain't No Rules to Love. And it happens to be a song which talks about the story of my relationship with Dorian and how we have gone through a lot of different cycles in our relationship together. We're married now, but it hasn't always been pure bliss and pure joy. We've had some struggles and we've come through a lot to get to this place where we're married. So we thought it would be a good idea to share that and be real with our viewers and our subscribers, because love is such an important thing in all of our lives. We thought we would lay it open and share with you where we've come from in our journey to get to this place. So we hope you will. The song is playing in the intro to this video, to this show, and it will go again at the end. And we hope that you will go to the streaming services and pick up It Ain't No Rules to Love. And it also comes as a package now with a EP of 5 other songs. And I hope you will listen to that, enjoy it, and continue to support both the music and our astrology. Now,
Proud of you.
with that said, let's get straight to the questions that have to do with relationship. The song Ain't No Rules to Love is about the real life struggle and eventually the overcoming of our relationship. So I open the floor to you. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
Let's see. I would say if you are in a relationship or you're choosing to be married, understand that marriage is a service industry. You are in service if you are married. You're in service to your spouse and to your marriage and to yourself. And that's probably the most important takeaway. I think that we had to discover that about ourselves and about marriage and about the day-to-day, everyday being in service to your marriage. And I think that's the message of the song. That's the message of our marriage. And I think I'd like that to be the takeaway for you today.
Does that mean I get breakfast in bed?
That does not mean that.
Fellas, I'm trying to get you, trying to hook you up.
Once in a while.
Trying to hook you up, fellas. You gotta ask for what you need, right? I need some breakfast in bed if this is a service industry.
I'll give you a smoothie.
I noticed you have on my necklace.
Yes, I do. It's also about sharing. Sharing is caring.
We can't make this up. She has on my stuff. What can we do?
I do.
No, I agree with you. We have to be about not wanting to be right, but wanting the relationship to succeed. And so when you're always intelligent and bright and smart and right like I am, it can be a challenge when you have to compromise and understand that in fact you are not always right. And in fact, you do have to share, and you have to make room for opinions and ways of being that are different from yours. Venus in my chart is in Scorpio. We've talked a lot in the last few weeks about Venus in Scorpio. Two of our subscribers, and the questions that we've answered have been from Venus and Scorpio people. So if you've listened to those, you know a lot about Venus and Scorpio already, so I won't belabor that point. But Dorian has Venus in Capricorn. Tell us about that.
I think my Venus is a logical Venus. It's not the most passionate Venus. It leans on what makes sense, and what makes sense is what helps make me whole and make the relationship whole. And so while I believe in all the passions of love and I believe in all the romance of love, I look at love holistically and look at it in a way that serves us as a couple. So that's why my Venus is there, to kind of tamper down all that Scorpio passion.
I admit that I am not the most practical person. And Venus in Capricorn, as Dorian has, where Dorian's Venus is really about getting things done and being practical. So I find that our balance of qualities works well because she now has me on a schedule that I feel more productive about. She has me following a calendar, which I didn't have a calendar before. Everything was in my head. She likes for me to plan things out instead of being spontaneous. I'm a jazz musician primarily. Jazz musicians live in the moment. And my wife has helped me to see that in the moment is great, especially when you've planned for it. So I'm thankful for that. And so, yes, the practicality of Venus in Capricorn is about what's useful, what's going to make things effective, how we're going to get things done and keep things solid. And sometimes Venus in Scorpio, as you know, we've already talked about it, is emotionally wanting things to be a certain way and feeling like the emotion is the most important thing. And sometimes the emotion is not. Sometimes the emotion has to be put in check in the service of getting things accomplished and realizing that there's more to life than just what you're feeling at any given time. Did I say it good?
You said it great, Rick. and I'll have to admit, I'm in the process of learning to be more spontaneous and more okay with going with the flow, and something that was not on my calendar all of a sudden being on my calendar. So it's definitely a two-way street.
Are you making, like this interview is...
It's definitely a two-way street in us learning how to serve one another.
So we had a guest, I guess 2 weeks ago now, twin flame poets, and they talked about the whole idea of twin flames. What do you think about that? Do you think there's a soulmate, or do you think, what's your take on soulmates?
Oh gosh, I think in my youth I probably thought that when passions led. I think that as you are more mature and you come as a more I'll say developed person in your opinions and ways, you got to figure out how to make things fit and work and compromise and give and take. because it becomes, the passion is there, but it's less about the passion. And it's, I don't know. I don't know if, say, if I had to fall in love again at 75, it would be a flame.
You look great for 75.
So that's kind of, I'm on the fence with that one. I don't know that exists right now.
I think that we have to expand our concept of soulmate, twin flames, that because I think a lot of people don't realize that doesn't mean that things are perfect and things don't always flow. I think really for me, and this takes us back to the song Ain't No Rules to Love, the soulmate is the person who makes you dig deepest inside your soul, who makes you,
I like that.
Who makes you have to
thought about it,
examine and look and search for the deepest, truest purpose in your life. Because for me, our struggles were painful, but they're the struggles that made me grow the most.
Right. I would agree with that.
So being a soulmate is not always about the fantasy, and it's not always about the ease. Sometimes it's about where it takes you in your soul.
I like that.
And your growth.
And that really rings with me, because if we look at my North Node and South Node, my South Node is that I am independent, don't need anything, don't need anybody, I'm good. And my North Node, where I'm supposed to grow to or towards, is to be more dependent, to be part of a package. And that, for me, is taking a lot of growth. And he is why I am growing in that area. So if I look at it that way, then you're right.
Wow.
You are right.
Catch that. She gave me credit for something.
Put it on your calendar. So, babe, what are your rules to love?
A Venus and Capricorn person would ask that. Venus and Capricorn needs love. Needs rules, because Capricorn is structured. Capricorn is disciplined. But the song is Ain't No Rules to Love.
I understand that.
And the song is our story.
I understand that.
I think the biggest rule is what I said before. It's not about who's right. It's about what is going to further the relationship and satisfy both people. What's your rules?
Good answer.
What's your rules to love?
I would agree with your rules. I guess a big rule is you have to stay open, because it's a whole nother human being with as many thoughts, feelings, opinions, life experiences as you that are different than you. So you have to remain open to who they are and how they operate. You don't have to agree with it, but you have to be open to it and accepting of it.
Does that mean you like my rings now?
That does not mean that.
This is an ankh. You see? This is spiritual.
I allow the rings. That doesn't mean I like the rings.
This is consciousness.
Open to the rings.
This is consciousness.
Does not mean I like the ring.
This is African heritage. This is, you don't like the rings? You're not open? No. What about what you just said to everybody?
Open and liking are different things.
So, look, we're obviously wanting to just share with you pieces of what brought us together and what we think keeps us together and will keep us together. Hopefully it's something that's useful for you. As always, we always want to be about love and about, as Dorian says so eloquently, service. We want to be of service to you, and we think talking about love is a great way to move all of us forward. So hopefully you appreciate this. Again, I'm so grateful for you in my life. I'm so grateful for us to be able to have this love that pushes us both forward. And when you get that kind of love, it's a blessing, and I wish that for everyone, because it's there's no words for how valuable that is in our hearts. So thank you for being with us for this episode. Please go out and purchase and stream Ain't No Rules to Love, the single and the EP. And we look forward to sharing with you again. As always, we wish you peace, love, and we say goodbye with the Sanskrit word
Namaste.
Namaste. The spirit in me and us recognizes and honors the spirit in you. Thank you.